recursion. Let's put this into the to the thing first. Okay. Recursion, is it different than the other two loops? No, it is not. You still have the same three things that you need to figure out, right? Starting point, ending point, how I go up or down, right? So, what's my starting point? This one's a little tricky, right? It's a little bit tricky, but it has all the same stuff. We have the same, we have an iterator, right? Starting point is 0, but how do we find it? We got to find out what's incrementing regularly, right? What's incrementing regularly? And why was it? And look, on the quiz, I'm probably going to make it pretty easy for you guys to find because I'm going to call it I. Unless it's an enhanced for loop, I'm going to call it I. We're adding 1 every time, right? In the loop. 1, 1, 1 every time. So I'm going plus or minus 1. And where am I ending? Shh. What's my escape condition? So if you're looking at this, right, it's a recursive condition. So what makes the loop stop? Schwartz, what makes the loop stop? Whatever, the thing that makes a recursive loop stop is whatever ends the method. What ends a method quickest? What are you gonna get that's gonna end your method?
Exit.
No. Anytime you return something or you have else do a thing of any kind, function's done, right? A return exits a function automatically. So that would stop the loop right in its tracks. So this is the else to this. So our escape condition is the opposite of this. Okay? So you have to learn to look for this stuff. So what would I be equal to when this stops? It would be either equal to the length of the word or greater than the length of the word, right? Because we're going plus plus. If we were going minus minus, it'd be different. Okay? So once that's the only thing that makes recursion difficult, is that's the stuff that's more difficult to find out. But yeah. So what makes this a little bit more difficult is just finding where everything is, right? Once we have that, we can step through this pretty easily. I have what is that? 7. Yeah, it's a 7-letter word. Right? We'll start with 7. Okay? I'm getting indexed from 0 to 6. What's happening here that's going to get me screwed up? We're adding 1 to I before we add our string position to L, right? So what's the first thing it's going to do that's going to screw us up? It's going to start from 1. So essentially, if we break it down to the most simple of terms, like layman's terms, it's going to skip the first letter, right? When is it going to end? When I is less than that. What's going to happen here, right? When this is still true, right? When we're going len word minus 1, but I'm calling word at I. I've now added 1, then I'm calling word at I, so what's going to happen? What happens when we call, so if I have len word minus 1, right? If my length is 7, and so it's I get to minus 1 and this is still running, I add 1 and then it's equal to 7. I'm calling index 7 on word. Does index 7 on word exist?
No.
It does not exist. If I put this in here,
It'll do it bad. Rob, man, you're so smart. Kill.
Come on. All right, here we go.
Haha, funny error.
What the heck?
Did Mr. Robinette mess up the whole time?
Maybe.
Control A, Control C.
String index out of range. All right, that's what we were going for. You guys, do you have questions on this, or are you just panicked because that's super hard?
Panic.
The good news is you might get one of these on the quiz.
Well, I got one.
Still know how to do it, because if you screw up another one, you may need it.
If you get more than one.
You will not.
Okay.
Guaranteed. So now the one thing I want to go over with you, hang on a second. I think it's here.
You have a tissue, Mr. Robinette?
Free response questions. Look at, this is gonna determine between an 89% and in the high 90s for some of you. Okay? Make sure you do what you're supposed to do with this. Look at this and tell me where I got this from.
Lab 5.1.
From the labs, right?
Yes.
Excellent answer. I didn't even know it was 5.1, to be honest. I'm not sure which lab is which. I just know it's from the labs.
Good job.
You know who answered that? Somebody that's still on 5.1. Hold on.
Wait, shouldn't that be me?
Hang on. Yeah, it should. Should don't always make it so, does it?
You're right.
All right. So look, hey, listen, guys. Much like question 1 in the study guide and question 2 in the study guide, you can see, oh, I guess I got that from the same place as well, right?
Yes.
Every single free response question that you will see on the quiz is exactly what you've seen on the labs already, and in some cases even simpler. If you know those labs back to front, you can replace anything with anything. The free response question should be the easiest part of the test. Yes. 4 and 5. Labs 4 and 5. Any of those labs, that means 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, 4.0, 4.2, 4.1, 4. There's no 4.3, but you get what I'm saying, right? All of those labs in there. There's only like 6 of them.